We had this caution. Somebody gets into the back of him here.
Boots him.
Biffle in the safety car. Yikes.
Go. And this is Kevin Harvick going after Greg Biffle. Well, that's a shame, but you have seen how fenders and tempers can fly here at Bristol.
Well, you know, I moved up and let Kevin go.
Number one, Matt Crampton has to race well to get by. Oh, Corey Gibbs around he goes.
Round he goes, spinning around, and caution will come out again. And that'll be the 11th caution flag as Gibbs gets the MB&A Chevy, has a flat left front tire, tries to get it refired, and he pulls across the racetrack.
There's Kevin Harvick in the 6th truck. We saw Corey Gibbs get in the back of Kevin Harvick earlier. I'd say that was probably returning the favor short track style right there, Doc.
And Ray?
Well, Jerry, Kevin Harvick's on his way to the garage. He's done for the day, not because he's tired of racing, but because NASCAR said you're not going to race anymore. And here's the reason. Not because he spun Corey Gibbs, but because he said on the radio before it happened, I'm going to go get him. So it was definitely intentional. NASCAR heard it on the radio, and they've said, Kevin, you're done for the day.
And so the lesson there is don't ever tell anybody what you're going to do, I guess.
That's exactly right.
I mean, obviously you shouldn't do that,
Yeah.
but...
Even if it goes from week to week, you're not supposed to tell what you're going to do. But now, isn't Kevin on probation from that altercation he had with Greg Biffle in Bristol?
That's a different series, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's NASCAR probation.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And crashed. Back down into traffic. Look out. Wow. Kenny Wallace taking the high side, and the caution flag is out. Kevin Harvick's not going to finish second tonight. Oh, yep. Angry drivers, we've got some tonight. We got Robbie Gordon looking for somebody. That would be Jeff Burton. Yep.
Ricky Rudd looking,
Kevin Harvick
looking for Ricky Rudd.
Yep. And he knows that Ricky Rudd has come to the top 5 impound area on pit road.
Did you hear that?
And that's Be Smart. That's where he's coming to find him. And so what happens in these situations is we get pit crews involved. Harvick's pit crew coming in to intervene. And an army of Winston Cup officials. And Kevin will go for a visit to the big red truck.
You know, and those good wrenched guys, they were there to protect Kevin from himself.
Yeah.
I mean, they were not, that's the only reason they were there.
They weren't there after Ricky Rudd.
No,
they were there to,
yeah. Exactly.
These guys are going, hey, get off our car, man.
NASCAR officials telling Kevin to get off the car, get the crewman off the car. Kevin going to have his say. Here we go. He walked across the top of the 21. And now it's on.
I'll tell you what, that big official, Big Andy. Big Andy's. Think about going by Andy. There's Todd Berry in the crew chief. Matt!
Yeah.
Benny, we've got Todd Berry trying to hold back Kevin. Very frustrating night, Kevin.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jim Goodwin's car was good tonight. Ricky Rudd took a cheap shot at us. And if he's gonna, take a cheap shot, he's gonna get one back. I promise you that.
Harvick? Is that Harvick and Kenseth's window having a talk? Yes, it is. David Stremme came to rest just past the start-finish line after his car lost a tire in that last lap bounce off the wall. they agreeing to disagree?
Well, I'm going to go to that restaurant down the street this way.
Yeah.
But that one down there has got a special chicken noodle soup.
Just 5 miles short. He got the oil. Guarantee you, he got the oil. That or else, you don't reckon Harvick and he got together, do you?
At this stage, Darrell, I'm not going to reckon anything. Now, Kenseth is going back into the spot he occupied at the time of the caution. And we'll see how NASCAR rules on this.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
He definitely got help. I believe Kenseth should be able to go back in his position. Oh, is this real? Is this happening?
It is.
This is not a highlight film.
No, this is live.
Got us a little altercation at the pit entry. That's Kevin Harvick and Kasey Kahne. It's Kevin Hamlin, Jeff Burton's crew chief, Kevin's former crew chief. Richard Childress' teammate out there.
Those guys are going pretty hard at it there last lap.
Mayhem ensues.
Who's going to bank $75,000 here?
Oh, got a car around, several of them.
Kevin Harvick, this is the big one, boys. We have it here every year. Looks like about 10 cars involved.
Kasey Kahne, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards,
Michael
Taylor.
That's a mad crash car right there.
And that's a couple of mad drivers right there as well.
Yeah, something happened up here off the turn 4. Somebody got sideways or got into somebody. I couldn't tell exactly what happened. We'll take a look at it here maybe in a minute.
Just remember, these two drivers had an altercation in the Gatorade 150 back in Daytona as well with each other.
Joe Nemechek and Kevin Harvick not pleased. See here along with Martin Truex and Joe Nemechek. And back in the garage area, Joe Nemechek has had a look at the replay, and he and Kevin Harvick continue to discuss it.
He doesn't have any reason to be mad at Kevin.
And some angry guys afterward. 18 laps to go on the restart. Martin Truex Jr. bumps Juan Pablo Montoya from behind. He in turn slams into Kevin Harvick. Jeff Burton into both Montoya. Harvick and Montoya come to a complete stop in the middle of the track. These three guys are going nowhere, and Kevin Harvick is not happy at all. He blocks Montoya's car with his car. Now they're going to get out here and have some words. Remember, Harvick thinks that Montoya just ran into him, but remember, as we showed you, it was Martin Truex Jr. who lost control, bumped Juan Pablo Montoya from behind, and I think that's what he's trying to explain here to Kevin Harvick, who's really not in a listening mood here. The race would have to be stopped under red flag. Well, they sorted all this out. Jeff Gordon still leading the field. Harvick, a little road rage scenario.
High pressure, Kevin.
Here is Kevin Harvick, and this was before fifth. Whoa, boy, Kevin, bump and run, baby. Harvick gets 5th, and Logano gets dumped to 14th.
You can see as we'll pan back to the front.
Oh, he got into him! Logano around. Can he save it? He is unable to. Caution. And the caution came out right as Denny Hamlin was crossing the start-finish line to get.
Yeah. We're in the wreck still.
Oh, look at Logano. Pulls right up to Harvick. A 2.5-mile speedway with short track characteristics and short track tempers when the race is over.
Yeah, you know, and here's Joy's team trying to keep him calm down, and this is probably best. That's Joy's dad. Joy's dad wants to get in on there. Go in there and tell him. That's why Joy's dad's got his hard card pulled a couple of times. Let me just go ahead and say that. Yeah, but.
No, you know what? He needs to do this. He needs to vent. I mean, he's been taken out so many times at the end of a race, whether it's a nationwide race or whatever. And, you know, he should be mad.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this in Joy's defense. You know, they were just racing, and I probably spoke too soon. I don't think it was Harvick's fault. I don't think it was Joy's fault. But Joy has to stand up for himself at some point in time. You know what I mean? We saw, you know, Burton last week say, I'm not going to take it anymore. I think you're seeing Joy say, I'm not going to take this anymore, especially from Kevin Harvick, because he and Kevin just seem to find their place same place on the racetrack all the time.
Morning's practice, Kevin Harvick, one of the Childress drivers, follows Denny Hamlin out onto the racetrack and basically appears to be trying to send a message.
He is upset.
I don't like what you said, I think was the message. A little contact, a little more contact, a little more contact out on the racetrack. Both drivers called off the track by NASCAR into the garage where discussion ensued.
Boys having a little bit of a heated debate on territory there. And, you know, it's very difficult when you're making the implication that someone else is cheating. It goes to the core. And what happened in this incident, as we saw with the fines and penalties, NASCAR has called a black and white ruling a foul. You know, it's cut and dry. So the argument is the penalty. Was the penalty too stiff? That type of thing. But the infraction was there, and they call it 100% a black and white ruling. No discrepancy.
And as far as the situation today was concerned, there was some radio traffic on Clint Boyer's radio saying, hey, your teammate was out there sticking up for you and so on. Let him race.
Absolutely. That's going to happen.
Let's see what happens.
It's time. 4 to go and 3
wide. Boyer in the wall. Hard wreck. He stays out.
More wrecks down here. Turn 4. Big wreck.
Harvick in trouble.
Keep going. We can hit the damn thing.
Well, you can see already the left front of Harvick's tire where they made contact. The whole left side. And here comes Kevin back. Whoa. Gives the 18 a big shot in the rear. And here comes Boyer down on the bottom, and they get 3 wide right here. And this is when I knew it was going to go bad.
It just would not work.
We're going to hook to 18 some other time. He should just be ready for it. He's got a flat 2 on the left front, I hope.
Kyle says, you're going to this ain't going to happen too good.
There was a pass, there was contact, and then as Boyer went into the fence, Kyle Busch came and turned Kevin Harvick around.
We know Harvick is he plays rough, especially when the race is over with. I've seen him climb over people's cars to get to him.
We've got cars overheated. We've got drivers overheated.
And we got wrecked cars. And
Bobby Labonte crashed on the final lap. Harvick looking in his mirror. Shuts the switches off.
Something's going to have to give here, boys.
We thought it could be Newman and Montoya. Turns out it's Harvick and Busch. And they are still stopped way up at the turn 4 end of pit road as Regan Smith does his victory lap. And Harvick's going to put the steering wheel back on.
I think Harvick was getting ready to hop out of that thing. I think somebody must have gotten to him. No,
wheels off again. Here he comes.
He says, okay, this is enough. I'm going back here and we're going to have a little talk. And there goes his car. That car just took off.
Bad. Here's what Kyle was referring to earlier, and that's the Childress team and Kyle Busch. I believe they've had some trouble in the past.
A little familiar, but you see, you know, Kevin runs him all the way down. Kevin's trying to protect that position. Kyle's trying to take it, but as we saw, Kevin ended up back in front of him.
Actually run him through the water.
Yeah,
There's still some water down there somewhere.
Well, Kevin a little sideways off the corner.
Yeah, and Kyle got a really good run up off that corner, and Kevin took him all the way to the end of pit road.
And I do that 1 or 2 more times. I don't think Kyle's going to be as nice about it.
And here's Kyle going around him on the.
Whoa. Little bump on by the Biff, the back of the number 29.
Yeah, look at him run up. Look at the 29 run up and run into Biff right there. He didn't like that at all. These guys are having words. I wish that tent wasn't there.
Yeah, I think we got a problem.
Get it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. That is just a glimpse of what we will probably see this weekend on the short track. Tempers do fly. Take one more look.
Kevin just doesn't turn right there.
Boom.
I'm going to use all this racetrack, Biff.
8 tires is better than 4.
Yeah, I'm going to use all this.
Well, and then it all goes into the garage area.
Oh, then they run into each other right there. Now that's a little bit of, that's totally different right there. That's a little bit extracurricular.
And I'm sure there are words that are going to be said in just a minute, but it can continued as they came into the garage area when Greg Biffle was pulling in and Kevin Harvick was pulling in. And here we see Greg Biffle now walking up to Kevin Harvick, the 29 crew members. Kevin Harvick has now walked up to Biffle. Crew members have centered around them. NASCAR officials now trying to break up the fight. You see Greg Biffle having words with Kevin Harvick. It's very loud down here, but he got into his ear. Everybody's pointing fingers, and it's drawn a lot of media attention, as you can imagine.
It actually looks like Greg and Kevin's trying to have a conversation.
The 24, every time you come to her, she doesn't know whether she's going high or low, and looked like she went up, so I committed to the bottom, and here she came down. So it's not one of those deals. It's somebody who shouldn't be on the racetrack, that has no clue what they're doing in the race car. She wants to be Danica Patrick, but she can't hold her helmet. So it's I don't even know who it is, to tell you the truth.
Eventually down in turn 1, Dillon to the bottom, gets a hold of Harvick, turns him around.
Got him off the bottom of the racetrack, then tried to go by on the inside, but Kevin couldn't maintain control of it.
And the way they were racing, and around the 3 is trying to get that 14 turned around.
Don't get the bad end of it here.
I think he's trying to spin him out. He hadn't any luck yet, but it looks like he's not giving up. That'll probably earn both those drivers
a visit,
a trip to the NASCAR trailer after this race.
I think they're going to have to make a visit,
probably
potentially.
Probably as well as the RCR trailer, I would think.
Well,
Pops, they took the winning net down for him. He took it. He took it down.
I believe it was down. He's parked right in front of the 3, so the 3 can't get in its stall.
The official's doing his best to maintain order, doing a great job actually to get those guys away.
On the front straightaway. It is the 8th time that Matt Kenseth goes to victory lane at Daytona International Speedway, and now there will be a discussion.
You notice that Harvick hadn't taken his helmet off.
No, but I like that the crew members, while standing guard, they're content to let the 2 drivers talk it out. That'll be the end of that for now.
Way out of shape was the 48. Little bumping and banging as they go into turn 1. Jimmy Johnson got into the side of the 4 of Harvick. Smoke now out of the left rear of Harvick after that contact.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson got a run on the 4. Got inside of him. Kevin Harvick didn't want to give him a big lane to let him get back up on the racetrack. And now it looked like they made some contact. The left rear quarter panel is definitely rubbing on the 4 car.
Now, when he wiggled like that, was he trying to move the quarter panel out? Could you do that with wiggling the car?
Saw it smoke for a few laps. We wondered if it was getting better, and this is the result. As Kevin Harvick turns down into turn 3, the left rear tire is down. There's nothing at that point Kevin Harvick can do. Unfortunately, now this is a major, major hurdle for this 4 car in race 1 of the playoff.
Not happy at all with the way it went down, and so they're going to discuss it. And maybe a little more than discussion.
You see, this sport's full of emotions. You know, Kevin Harvick feels like he was done wrong, and he wants to express his displeasure with Jimmy. These 2 worked really closely together, you know, making their cars faster, but you can see Kevin's not happy with Jimmy.
That's what the playoffs do. Kevin Harvick wants to win a championship.